Sean Bowen on board. 2 is Grey Waters for Joseph O'Brien, who's had a winner at Navan this afternoon. Shane Shortall on board here. Famous Millie, Robbie Dunn is horse number 3. 4, Hillcrest Fire, 3-1 chance, Jamie Moore on board. Karuna Peak, Paddy Brennan rides, is a 33-1 chance. Really Super, Jack Quillen, big outsider, number 7, does not go. Now Malaya, presumably here, Mick, is very much the one.
And they're off. This is the download the app at 188bet Juvenile Hurdle for Fillies. It's a listed race, and Malaya and Sean Bowen already with a couple of wins here at Aintree this afternoon, going off into a clear lead as they cross over the first of the 9 flights, at which the back marker was Karuna Peak, and they make the turn now into the home straight. So the leader in the early stages is Malaya. She's quite keen, but several of these fillies are pulling quite keenly in the early stages. Really Super is racing in second. She is then towards the outside of Hillcrest Fire, who is noticeably straining the reins. Taken quite wide is the Grey Waters. Towards her inside is Famous Millie and the back marker Karuna Peak as they jump flight number 2, and Malaya is clear by about 2.5 lengths. A dispute for second towards the inside Hillcrest Fire, and on that one's outside Really Super, and then about 5 lengths to Grey Waters, who's racing alongside Famous Millie, and a further 3 lengths back to Karuna Peak, who is unhurried in the hands of Paddy Brennan. Over flight number 3, Malaya wasn't that fluent there. She just didn't quite lift one of her front legs high enough and wrap the top bar, but she was clever on landing. And now a long run before they cross over flight number 4, the first of the trio taken in the back straight. So it is Malaya who's bidding for her 3rd listed win over hurdles. She's already scored in this kind of company at Auteuil in Paris and at Wetherby here in the UK, and she's got a lead of 3 lengths as they go into the turn. Pulling away into second is Hillcrest Fire, and in third is Really Super, and still it's a race of 2 groups, because then there's a group of about 5 lengths back to Famous Millie, who's towards the inside of the other Irish raider, Grey Waters, and still the back marker is Karuna Peak. So they make the run towards halfway and now face up towards the flight, which is just off the turn, which will be the 4th in the contest, and still Malaya and Sean Bowen out in front. Still very keen in second is Hillcrest Fire in the hands of Jamie Moore, and in third Really Super for Jack Quinlan as they jump over the first down the back. Malaya stood a long way off that, and it carried her into a lead of around about 4 lengths now. Over in second, Hillcrest Fire, and a further 4 lengths to Really Super, and then pushing up towards the inside is Famous Millie. Just been niggled along now is Grey Waters to try and get a little closer. She's still been taken quite wide, and the back marker still is Karuna Peak, who's yet to pass arrival. The one who's really struggling in the back straight is Really Super, and she very shortly will be passed for last place. So they go towards the last flight taken down the back, and Malaya continues to have a clear lead, and again she was very slick over that flight taken at the end of the back straight. She was far quicker in the air than many of her toiling pursuers. In second place is Hillcrest Fire. In third, improving, is Famous Millie. In 4th place is Grey Waters, who's been rather on and off the bit for the last half mile or so, and once again she's now been driven along in 4th position. Karuna Peak has improved into 5th, but she's still struggling to get competitive as they make the run over the 3rd from home, the cross flight. The one who's totally tailed off now is Really Super. So they're on the turn, they're inside the final half mile. Malaya's lead is still about 6 lengths. The one who is eating into that break now is Famous Millie in the hands of Robbie Dunn, and now in a clear second, and now he's getting that gap between herself and the leader down to only about 3 lengths. Back in third now is Grey Waters. In 4th, Hillcrest Fire, who pulled far too hard for her own good in this ground early doors, and then Karuna Peak. So down towards the second last, and it's Malaya who has still got the lead as they cross over it, but for how long? Because simply cruising up on the inside is Famous Millie, and Robbie Dunn has sent Famous Millie now into the lead. Malaya is now beginning to toil in second place. At the back of the field, Really Super was pulled up when tailed off at the second last, but down towards the final flight, it's Famous Millie, comes to it, and she's over safely. Over in second was Malaya, and they're a furlong clear of the race for third, which is between Hillcrest Fire and Grey Waters. They're inside the final furlong now. And trainer Gavin Cromwell sent out the winner of this race in 2015 with Jers Girl. He's going to win it again, this time with Famous Millie, who is swimming her way home, and she is winning comprehensively. Famous Millie wins. In second will be Malaya, and there will be a very, very long wait for the third.